All right. So finding a nice, comfortable seat. Let's go ahead and scoot forward in the chair a little bit today. And let's just rock a little bit from side to side. So just notice that shifting of weight from sit bone to sit bone. Each sit bone pressed down, and then start to make that movement a little smaller. And then find that sensation of both sit bones pressing down into your chair, nice and even. And then maybe let's just rock forward and back a little bit. So you're going to the front of the sit bone and then to the back. And then again, you're just starting to refine that movement so it's smaller and smaller. And then you just find that center point. Good. So putting your attention there, feeling those sit bones rooting down, maybe just peek down at your feet. Make sure we have knees over ankles. Feel the feet pressing down too. And you might even see if you can just visualize raising your arches a little bit. That's easier for some of us to actually do. But find those four corners of your feet. So the mound of the big toe, the mound of the little toe, inner heel and outer heel. And even if you're just visualizing that in your mind, just see those 4 points pressing down. So this gives us this nice stable base. From here, you can take your hands to the thighs, allow your eyelids to close. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Fill up, feel that sternum lift, and then open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. Again, smooth, full, deep inhale. Little pause at the top. Sigh the breath out. One more time, smooth, deep, full inhale. Pause. See if you might sip in a little more air. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. And then allow the lips to seal again. Begin to inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your nose. And maybe starting out, you count the breath. So inhaling to 5 or 6 or 7. And then you exhale to that same number. So moving towards creating this evenness between the inhale and the exhale, this equanimity of breath. Feel those shoulders stacking over your sit bones, and then notice if the shoulders are creeping up towards your ears here. They're sneaky. Sometimes they do it. We're not even aware that it's happening. So find that sensation of shoulder blades just squeezing in towards each other and then releasing towards your tailbone. And start to observe the expansiveness of your breath. So breathe into the front of the body, the back of the body, the sides of the body. It might be subtle. And then you just might notice how everything contracts inward as you exhale. Just another moment or two here. So soaking up this stillness, this quiet. And if there's a lot of chatter in the head today, that's okay. But just keep reminding yourself to come back to your breath. Maybe you're going to start to string together more moments of stillness. And even if that doesn't happen, just the art of practicing is really important, really useful. Good. And you're free to keep your eyes closed here. You can blink them open if you'd like. Let's just start to come into our Sufi rolls. So just making some circles. And again, here, this is sort of that idea that we started with. You're going to notice how weight shifts on the sit bones as you move in one direction then the other. So again, just maybe bringing your attention to that, getting curious. And then also you can get the shoulders, the head, the neck involved here. And then let's begin to switch directions. Good. So start to find that nice tall seat, your long spine. And let's move right into just some simple cat-cow. So inhaling, little arch. Exhale, chin towards chest, round in. Bringing your attention to your spine as well here. Where is this movement easier? Where are things feeling a little congested today? Even just this really simple movement starts to open things up. We start to find a little space, a little ease. We're also finding this rhythm in our body. It feels a little bit like a moving meditation that can feel really calming. Let's do a few more rounds here. We're going to come to a nice tall seat. Good. And then just go ahead and allow your chin to drop towards your chest. So let's get into the neck, shoulder area a little bit here. Starting out, there might just be a little bit of movement. The back of the neck can grip here. So keep sending your breath to that area. Keep visualizing somebody gently pressing down on your shoulders so they're not getting involved, trying to help things out, especially if you're feeling a little tight today. Good. So we're going to keep our chin tucked nice and slow. Several breaths. Begin to make that quarter turn to the right. You might take several breaths in one specific area. especially if you're feeling some sensation on that left side of your neck, shoulder. Again, the shoulders do like to help out here, so just keep softening them down. And just hang out when you brought that right ear towards your right shoulder. We'll just breathe here, take several rounds of breath. If you'd like to release your left fingers down, you might intensify things a little bit. I find I get a little more stretch on the top of the shoulder area. You want to start to feel the inseam of the arm, kind of the armpit chest area. Maybe you take that left arm out to an angle. Such a little movement that packs such a big punch. And it's always worth remembering that, you know, what we did last week might not feel good in our bodies. So if you go to any place that it just feels a little too intense today, you skip it. Let's go ahead and release left fingertips back down. You can take them on your thigh if you'd like. And then if you'd like to take your right hand on top of your head and just apply a little gentle pressure, you're welcome to do that. And again, get curious about how the sensations shift in your body. And let's just do a little check-in with the breath again. So finding that thread of the inhale through the nose and the exhale through the nose. Good. You can use your right hand to upright your head. And then let's just gently release chin towards chest again. How are things feeling differently already? Maybe they're not. Good, and then moving slow, keeping chin tucked. Start to bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. Feeling free to pause in any places where there's a lot of sensation. And be there, breathe, find a little more space. How does this side feel different as compared to the other side? And again, if you'd like to, release right fingertips down towards the earth. You can do that, see how that feels. Notice where things intensify. And again, if you'd like to take that angle, see where you start to feel some sensation and stretch. Now, always back off a little bit. You can always skip it all together. Good, let's release right fingertips back down. You can take that hand to your thigh if you'd like. And then if you'd like to, put a little pressure on the head with that left hand. You're welcome to try that. Side to side, things can look different. And again, breath is smooth and steady. Always periodically checking back in with the breath. Good, nice work. Let's go ahead and take our left hand. And then let's just move a little bit here. So as you exhale, drop chin towards chest, take an inhale. And then exhale, right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Inhale back to center. And then I invite you to do this. Let's do 3 complete rounds. You can move slower. You can move faster. And just move with your breath. Good work. When you're done with your 3rd round, you're just finding your nice Tadasana, your nice tall, easy seat. Beautiful work. And let's just give the shoulders a little roll out here. You can tell I've been pulling a heavy suitcase around for the past few days. And roll forward. Good. Roll back again. Good. Coming to mountain pose. If you do have blocks and you like to practice with those, especially as we come into our sun salutes, let's just go ahead and get those set up by our feet right now. If you don't have them, it's no big deal. Find your nice tall seat. So sit bones pressing down, shoulders stacking over your sit bones. Let's release our arms by our side. Let's just do a little side to side stretching, and then we're going to start to flow a little bit. So moving into some sun salutes. So as you inhale, reach your left arm up and over, and exhale, release down. Inhaling, right reaches up and over. Exhale, release. So just a little side to side flow here, moving with the breath. And again, finding this nice rhythm in your body. Finding a little vinyasa, connecting specific movement with the breath. Always feels so good. Good. So the next time you're leaning off to the right, reaching that left arm up and over, just hang out here for a few breaths. Feel those shoulder blades release down. Notice if that left sit bone's getting a little light. Maybe back out a little bit. Suppress there a little more. Perhaps start to gaze up underneath that left arm. And again, make sure that you're breathing smooth and steady, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. Good. Exhale, release that left arm down, and then inhale, right arm reaches up and over. We've got a few breaths here. So all of this beautiful side stretching, subtle twist. So wrapping those left ribs up. And even here, can you get the shoulder blades to drop down to release down your back? Maybe bring your gaze up underneath your arm if that feels okay in your neck. Good. Let's exhale, release, coming to our nice tall seat. So arms just releasing by your sides. You can find a little external rotation here so there's a little sense of cobra in your upper body. Palms facing forward. As we inhale, we reach the arms out and up. We come into our extended mountain pose. Let's just take a few breaths here. So we're going to break down this first round of our Ardha Surya Namaskara. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up. You might even press palms together if shoulders allow for that. See how long you can get. Breathe a space into the sides of your waist on your inhale. As we exhale, we're going to fold all the way into our Uttanasana. You can approach this a couple ways. If you're comfortable swan diving in, you can do that. Some of us might take our hands to our thighs and gently roll down. So again, this might be a place where you're using your fingertips on the blocks. You're finding a little of this chin towards chest feeling. And so our spine is coming into flexion. Little rounding. Breath smooth and steady. On your inhale, you're going to come into your Ardha Uttanasana. So this can be where blocks are really nice, and you can change the height kind of depending upon how long your limbs are. You also might just press your hands into your shins or your thighs. So we're coming into the extension of our spine. So the essentially it's just extension and flexion alternating. So really, really good. We're going to fold back in to our Uttanasana, our deep forward fold. Really see if you can let the back of the neck lengthen and release. And then from here, we're going to come all the way back up into our extended mountain pose. So again, you feel strong and steady here. Perhaps you do that reverse swan dive up. Maybe it feels better in your body today to just roll on up, stretch the arms up. Couple of breaths here. Pretend that somebody is holding onto your wrists, just gently pulling you towards the ceiling, helping you to find some tractioning in your spine. And then as we exhale, you can take your arms out wide, palms together. You can bring palms down the midline. And just pause here for a moment. In fact, let's close our eyes, do a little mini check-in. Notice how you're feeling differently. Little movement goes a long way. You know, blink your eyes open, release your hands down, and we're going to flow it together. All right, so here we go. As you inhale, find your extended mountain pose. Exhaling through your nose, gracefully fold all the way into your Uttanasana. Inhale, find that extension, that length. Ardha Uttanasana, this is a little cobra pose feeling-ish. Exhale, roll back in. And then inhaling. Reaching all the way up, coming back into your extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. So let's add on to this one a little bit. Let's mix in that side stretch as well. So as we inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Good, inhale, nice and tall, extended mountain pose. Exhale, folding into Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold back in. These look so terrific. And then rooting into your sit bones, your feet, rolling on up, getting nice and tall. And as we exhale, hands come to heart center. Beautiful work. Inhaling, taking up space. Let's go to the left first this time. So exhale, find your side bend. Inhale up to center. Good. Exhale, we side bend to the right. Inhale on up. And as we exhale, we fold in. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold back in. Maybe you're feeling a little more release in your spine here as we begin to warm up. As you inhale, you make your way up to your extended mountain pose. And as we exhale, hands come together at your heart. So let's do 4 more of these today. You can add the side stretching if that feels good. You can skip that. You're just going to move at your pace. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're newer to these, you can just follow along with me and see I skipped my side stretch. I'm going to come back up. You can't do these wrong. The important thing is that you're moving and you're flowing. You might have your eyes open here, your gaze soft and gentle in front of you. You might have your eyes closed. Sometimes that's a nice way to really get inside your body, start to sense how things are feeling. Enjoy this connection of movement with breath. There's no hurry, there's no rush. And again, we're all willing the sunshine to come to Portland for Scott as we do these. It might just be in our heads. And again, we're doing 3 or 4 of these. Sometimes it's easy to lose count. I actually think that that might be kind of a good thing sometimes, just getting lost in the sun salutes. And probably moving towards wrapping up so you can finish up the one you're doing. If you really need one more, go ahead and take that. We'll all just eventually meet back in our mountain pose, palms together at heart, eyes closed. And then bring your attention to your sit bones again, to your feet. Bring your attention to the sensations you're feeling in your body. There might be a little heat. Might feel like you have more space. Your heart might be beating a little faster. Just noticing. And perhaps even enjoying these sensations. And then you're going to blink your eyes open. Just release your hands down to your thighs. Let's find a little twisting here today. So inhale, take the arms out wide. Let's exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, we're going to come back to center. I'm just going to do this a few times. Exhale, little twist to the left. Good. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center. Nice work. As you exhale, a little twist to the left. Inhale, center. And then we're going to exhale, twist to the right. Keep stretching out, reach through your fingertips. Keep breathing here, keep pressing into your sit bones. Feel those left ribs wrap towards the right. And then go ahead and release, hands down. So grab a piece of chair behind you. This left hand can come to the outside of your right thigh. The twisting is feeling a little more challenging in your body today. Back out a little bit. So left hand might come to the inside of your left thigh. Like gaze in front of you, just see what's in front of you. Observe if shoulders, again, are trying to help out here. See if you can keep releasing those shoulder blades down your back. Maybe you move towards bringing your gaze out over that right shoulder. Good. Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind. Come to center. Inhale, take the arms out wide. And then we exhale, twist to the left. Couple of breaths here, extending through your arms. Trying to press evenly into both sit bones. And then we go ahead and find the twist. This side might feel different. So again, you just sort of, you have levels. All of these poses have different places where we can go. We're always observing. We're noticing how things are feeling in our body on any given day. And then we do the same asanas over and over again. It always feels a little different. It's a slightly new experience each time. And perhaps you're beginning to bring your gaze out over that left shoulder if it feels okay in your neck to do so. Again, just really keep a soft, gentle focus, but notice what's in front of you. Notice what you're looking at. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, just go ahead and unwind, find your Tadasana. So let's come into our crescent pose. We're gonna do our crescent pose, little forward fold with this, and then we're gonna have the opportunity to come into a twist with our crescent, and we'll have a few different variations that we can play with. So option one here, you could just stay seated like this. So simple mountain pose. Knees over ankles. If you wanted to extend your left leg to straight, you're welcome to do that as well. Just make sure legs are about hips distance apart. Good. Find that rooting into your sit bones. We're going to inhale, take the arms out and up. So just finding our simple, classic crescent pose. Little lift of the sternum up towards the ceiling. And of course, depending upon how the shoulders are feeling today, wider is a little easier. If there's a lot of tension in the shoulders, if you're a little tighter there, if you're a little more flexible, you might even start to move towards bringing palms together and bring your gaze up. They're both great. All right, so as we exhale, we're going to come into our forward fold again. So you might just take hands to legs. You might bring hands to blocks. Blocks are a really great prop to have. They just give you different levels. And you should be feeling a pretty good stretch. Outer left hip, that left hamstring. If it's super intense, a little bend in that left knee is going to take some of that intensity out. This is like our humble crescent pose, or even like our pyramid pose or Parsvakonasana. Let's make that Parsvottanasana. Getting my K's and my T's mixed up here. There will be a quiz next week on Sanskrit terms. Clearly, I wouldn't pass it today. All right, so let's inhale. Just find a little extension. Little core work. You might even think outer hip squeezing in here. And then you can roll up from here, or if you want to, take the arms out wide, just a little core work. You're welcome to do that. Beautiful. And then let's exhale. Bring our hands to heart center. Take a nice deep inhale, find lots of length. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. We're going to take a couple breaths like this. And you're going to make the choice. You can stay here like this if it feels like the work that you need today. If you wanted to play with hinging forward again, perhaps you hook that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And then you really start to press that right palm towards your left palm. And just notice how this feels, both variations. Check in with your breath. Make sure that it's moving nice and even. So one final little exploration here, if you would like. The twisting feels pretty easy in your body, and you wanted to stretch your arms out wide. Can do that. I get a little more sensation in that lower right back area. It feels kind of nice. Keep spinning those left ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe you bring your gaze up here, wherever you're at. Good. And then just exhale. Unwind. Beautiful work. And then you can release your hands down, and we'll come into our second side. So if that left leg is extended, go ahead and bend that knee. And just remember, side to side, things can look different. So option one, just stay here, both knees bent, maybe extend right leg forward. Again, just make sure that your legs are about hips distance apart. Root into your sit bones. And then we inhale, find just classic, simple crescent pose. Variations here. Arms wider is going to be a little easier on the shoulders. So if they're tighter, that's always a good place to go. If you're a little more flexible in that shoulder girdle, you might start to press palms together. You might be bringing your gaze up. Feel a little of that cobra pose sensation in the upper body. These look terrific. Challenging to keep the arms up like this. All right, so we're going to come into our forward fold. So again, you can release hands down, roll on down. If you want to get into that core a little bit, perhaps you take that swan dive in. And then again, hands can be on thighs. You can be pretty upright here. Again, we're all built a little different. Day to day, our bodies feel different. As long as you're getting some stretch, some sensation, you're where you need to be. So there can be this misnomer in yoga that, you have to be super deep in a pose to be feeling a stretch. It's different for all of us. And different side to side. Had a couple more good breaths here. Good. So again, you can just slowly roll on up. If you want it, well, actually, let's do it the same way we did last time. So let's inhale, press your hands into your thighs, come up partially. So this is like our Ardha Uttanasana, our pyramid pose. And then from here, roll on up or take the arms out wide. So we come back into our crescent pose. Beautiful, beautiful work. As we exhale, hands come to heart center. So vigorously press the palms together. Feel your shoulder blades release down your back. As you exhale, twist to the left. So you might stay here, which is a great place to be. You might hinge forward, taking that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, and then really press that left palm down into the right palm. So you're using these little leverage points to help you wrap those right ribs up towards the ceiling a little more. You might be moving towards bringing your gaze up. These look great. So our twisting crescent pose. Twists really nice for the spine. Help to neutralize everything. Finally here, if you did want to play with splitting your arms, you can go there. Feel those shoulder blades stack on top of each other. Keep that breath smooth and steady. Good, deep, deep inhale. Oh, and then exhale. Just come on out. Take a couple of breaths. If you have that right leg extended, you can just come back to your nice Tadasana mountain pose. And again, start to feel those sit bones. Start to feel your feet. So you anchor down into those places, start to feel the lengthening through the sides of your waist. If your eyes aren't closed, allow them to close. And let's move into our 3-part breath here. So our Viloma 1 breath. So we'll be inhaling in 3 parts with a little pause between each sip of breath. Let's all take a nice deep inhale here together. Full, complete exhale through your nose. When you're completely empty, there's a slight little pause. At the bottom, you might even feel your lower belly pull in and up. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. So just take that breath to your lower floating ribs. Pause. Inhale another 1/3 of the way up. Pausing the breath. And then inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones, little lift of your sternum. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up towards your ears. Little pause. Slowly exhale the air out through your nose. When you reach the bottom, just take a couple rounds of recovery breath. So if you found that to be particularly challenging today, you're welcome to move more at your pace. You're welcome to skip it. Some days it just doesn't feel good. And so you can just sit here and quietly breathe. Sometimes we just need to get a couple rounds under our breath before it starts to feel a little easier. So let's take an inhale through the nose. Full, complete exhale through the nose. Empty out, little pause at the bottom. Inhale 1/3 of the way up, pause. Inhale another third of the way up, pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Slowly exhale the air out through your nose. Couple rounds of recovery breath. And we're going to do one final round here together if you care to join. So smooth, deep, full inhale through the nose. Full, complete exhale through the nose. Little pause at the bottom. Inhale 1/3 of the way up, pause. Inhale another third of the way up, pause. And then inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Turn the breath around, exhale through your nose. And let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. Do that again if you need to. Feel free to make a little noise. And then we're going to move towards our final resting pose. So you might stay exactly where you're at. You might take a little forward fold here. That can be really nice if you have like a desk or a chair in front of you, just coming into a supported child's pose. You, of course, are welcome to make your way to the floor if that's available to you. You can come into classic Shavasana. Wherever you're at, just give yourself permission to be quiet and still these final few moments. You don't have to worry about the to-do list, the things you need to get done just yet. It's going to be there. Give yourself this time to transition into the rest of your day. Give your body, your brain this opportunity to assimilate all of the work that we've done together. Soak up these final few moments of stillness, Shavasana. Asatoma satgamaya. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Mrityamamritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let your next inhale be deeper. You can open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. Begin to wiggle fingers, toes. Bring some movement back to your body. Stretch out. So anything that feels good here. Good. And then you're going to eventually land with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. You're sending yourself love and gratitude. We're sending each other love and gratitude. It's remembering that it's really a gift to be able to work like this together, to move like this together. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. So just promise yourself you're going to carry all of this good feeling you worked so hard to create with you into the rest of your day and week ahead. And just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. Namaste.